I can hardly believe that I'm diving into this topic with you today. But here we are. Yes, my friends, it's real, and it's happening. If you found yourself questioning why a narcissist can't seem to leave you alone, even after you've said goodbye, let me assure you, you are not imagining things. This is not just in your head. There is a very real psychological phenomenon behind why narcissists keep coming back into your life, even after everything has ended. And today, we are going to break this down so you can truly understand what is going on and why this keeps happening. If you're struggling with the overwhelming feelings of confusion, doubt, and frustration over why the narcissist in your life refuses to stay away, you're certainly not alone. It can be so disorienting, even maddening, to constantly wonder why someone who claimed they were done with you keeps resurfacing in your life. You may have cut ties, blocked them, and moved on, but still they manage to find their way back into your emotional world. In this article, we will explore the deeper reasons behind this behavior, examining the psychological mechanisms at play, and ultimately, offering guidance on how you can protect yourself and break free from the toxic cycle. Why narcissists keep coming back? Let's start with the core question that many of you have been asking. Why do narcissists keep coming back even after the relationship has ended? You may be reading this and thinking, well, mine is gone for good. They won't be back. I understand why you might believe that. It often feels like a clean break when they leave. But I need you to listen carefully. Narcissists have an incredible ability to resurface in your life. They may disappear for a while, but before long, they will find a way to come back. Why is this? What's behind their seemingly unquenchable need to return to you, even after they have left? This behavior has everything to do with something called attachment disorder, particularly a distorted and dysfunctional attachment. To understand this better, we need to first explore what healthy attachment looks like versus unhealthy attachment. Understanding healthy attachment. Before we delve into the narcissistic form of attachment, it's essential to first understand what healthy attachment means in the context of relationships. In a healthy relationship, attachment involves a mutual bond based on love, respect, trust, and understanding. Both individuals feel free to express themselves and grow, knowing they are accepted and valued for who they are. There's no manipulation, no controlling behaviors, and no constant need to prove one's worth. Healthy attachment is characterized by emotional intimacy, where both partners can communicate openly and meet each other's emotional needs without fear of being taken advantage of. For instance, imagine a relationship where both people are comfortable with each other's flaws and imperfections. They don't feel the need to change one another, and they respect each other's boundaries. They enjoy each other's company, and both contribute equally to the well-being of the relationship. This is the picture of a healthy, secure attachment. The narcissistic attachment, unhealthy and dysfunctional. Now, let's contrast this with the type of attachment a narcissist forms. Unfortunately, narcissists are not capable of forming healthy, reciprocal relationships because their attachment systems are deeply dysfunctional. Narcissists do not see people as equals. Rather, they view others as extensions of themselves, tools to satisfy their endless need for validation. The concept of love in a narcissist's world is incredibly warped. It's not about giving, sharing, or mutual respect. Instead, it's about control, admiration, and fulfilling their need for attention. Unlike someone with a healthy attachment style, a narcissist's emotional bonds are far more parasitic. They latch onto others to fill an insatiable void within themselves. This need for validation doesn't come from a healthy place. It stems from deep-seated insecurity and a fractured sense of self. But why do narcissists keep coming back? It all comes down to their desperate need for validation. This need is never truly satisfied, and it drives their every action. Narcissists are like emotional black holes, constantly consuming attention, admiration, and affection. But no matter how much they receive, it's never enough. It's a bottomless pit. The bottomless pit of validation. Have you ever been in a relationship where you felt like you were constantly giving and giving, but no matter what you did, it never seemed to be enough? That's what it's like being involved with a narcissist. Their need for attention and validation is boundless. It's not about love, care, or mutual respect. It's about sustaining their fragile ego. The narcissist cannot see themselves as whole or worthy on their own. They need others to mirror their worth and constantly reassure them that they are valuable. This leads them to be emotionally demanding, manipulative, and often draining. In fact, if you've ever been in a relationship with a narcissist, you might have noticed that you gave more and more of yourself to the point of exhaustion. But no matter how much you gave, it was never enough. It's crucial to understand that this isn't a sign of your own inadequacy. It's a manifestation of the narcissist's deep psychological wounds. They cannot form healthy emotional connections because their sense of self is shattered and fragmented. Instead of turning inward to heal, they depend on others to fill that emotional gap, which unfortunately leads to toxic dynamics. The toxic bond. Why can't you walk away? The truth is, even after you've decided it's over and you've cut ties, something strange can happen. You may feel an emotional pull towards the narcissist. It's like an invisible string that tethers you to them. And no matter how hard you try, you can't seem to sever it. This is the toxic bond that narcissists often create with their victims. It's like emotional glue that keeps you stuck. Why can't you just walk away? Why do you feel so drawn to someone who has hurt you over and over again? The answer lies in the psychological manipulation that narcissists employ. Narcissists are not just looking for love or connection. They are looking for control. They thrive on the power they have over others. And once they've established control, they will use every tool at their disposal to keep you emotionally tied to them. They feed off your vulnerability, your self-doubt, and your emotional energy. Even when you know intellectually that they are toxic emotionally, you might still feel compelled to engage with them. This is the power of trauma bonds. These bonds are created through cycles of abuse and intermittent reinforcement. When the narcissist withdraws and then returns, it creates an emotional high, often called the honeymoon phase, that temporarily soothes the pain of the abuse. However, this relief is fleeting, and the cycle of manipulation begins again. The covert nature of narcissistic manipulation. At first, narcissistic manipulation is subtle. You might not even realize that you're being manipulated. Narcissists are masters of deceit, and they often use covert tactics to maintain control. They will feed you just enough affection, praise, or kindness to keep you hooked, but it's never consistent. This inconsistency is part of the manipulation. By making you question their intentions, they keep you on edge and seeking reassurance. Eventually, the pattern becomes clear. They will leave you when they feel they no longer have control, and they will return when they need another fix of validation. The goal is never to nurture a healthy relationship. Instead, it's to maintain dominance over your emotions, thoughts, and actions. The narcissist's return is not about reconciliation. It's about re-establishing control, reasserting their power, and continuing to use you as a source of validation. They expect that you will be in the same vulnerable state as before, willing to take them back and give them what they want. The cycle of abuse, will it ever change? So, what happens when they leave and then come back again? The answer is simple: nothing changes. The narcissist may seem like they have changed or that they've had an epiphany, but this is simply another manipulation tactic. Their primary motivation is always to regain control and to exploit your emotional resources. If you're stuck in this cycle, it can be incredibly difficult to break free. The longer you stay in this toxic dynamic, the harder it becomes to escape. Narcissists know how to prey on your vulnerabilities, and they will do everything they can to keep you trapped. You might feel like you can't live without them, but that is precisely what they want you to believe. Breaking free from the narcissist's grip. Breaking free from a narcissist's grip is never easy. It takes time, effort, and emotional healing. If you find yourself caught in this cycle, it's important to realize that you're not weak or foolish for having fallen into the trap. Narcissists are expert manipulators, and their behavior is designed to break you down emotionally. However, I want you to know that help is available. You don't have to go through this alone. If you're feeling trapped or confused, I encourage you to seek professional help or reach out to support groups that specialize in narcissistic abuse recovery. I offer one-on-one consultations where I can guide you through the process of understanding narcissistic manipulation and help you develop strategies to protect your emotional well-being. I also run a journal club where we dive deep into the healing process, providing resources and tools for reclaiming your power. The path to healing, moving forward. If you're ready to take the next step and break free from the narcissist's grip, it's important to start by acknowledging the toxic cycle and understanding that you are not responsible for their behavior. Narcissistic abuse is a complex and insidious form of manipulation, but it is possible to heal. You can reclaim your life, your energy, and your self-worth. It may not be easy, but with time, therapy, and the right support, you can move beyond the narcissist's toxic influence and build healthier, more fulfilling relationships. Remember, healing is a journey, but it is one that begins with taking the first step toward freedom.